Hey, everybody. I know that trading in this market is tough. All right. There's all kinds of volatility. Things can look like they're going one way. Next thing you know, somebody makes an announcement and the bottom falls out. You just can't necessarily, you may feel like you can't trust your charts. You can't trust your charting. You can't trust your setups. Listen, I totally get it. If you have been on a losing streak in options trading, you're having some troubles, you are not alone. Okay, it happens to the best of us. Any trader that says they don't have losses is lying because they do. All of us have hit losing streaks, right? The real test isn't whether you lose. It's really how do you handle or how do you respond to these losses. Many people want to throw in the towel. Forget this. This ain't for me. And then they want to go on and just be mad. Don't do that, because we do know that there are profits in the market and there's a way for you to get at them. What we have to do is take some time, put together a step-by-step plan to help us recover. Okay, rebuild our confidence, because when you're losing, your confidence gets shaken. Before, when you're winning, you like, I know I got this. You're very, confident. Hopefully you don't get cocky, but people do. Okay, but you need to regain your confidence, and you want to avoid just emotional trading and making emotional mistakes that are going to take you deeper into the hole. Alrighty, I'm going to share with you 5 steps to help you recover after you've had some losses, after you've been on a losing streak. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to say is I hope you have a journal. I hope you have a trading plan, and I hope you have a journal or a place that you're keeping track of your trades. You want to look back at that journal, look back at your trades, and see what went wrong. Right? Was your strategy sound and you were just chasing profits? Did you break your risk management rules? Are you just jumping in trades? Did the market conditions change and you didn't adjust? Because in today's, we can see that it can be going down, and you think it's going to go down forever and it reverses, and you're ignoring the fact that it's reversing, even though you know how to read candlesticks, right? First of all, you want to go back to the trade log and see, are there any common patterns that you've made, common things that have gone wrong? Example, you lost multiple credit spreads. Was it due to getting too close to the money? Was it due to you having too big of a size? Did you misjudge the volatility? Did you not look at the chart first? Alrighty. What we don't want to do is just throw up our hands and blame the market and go, it's just not my day. I'm just unlucky. Those things, maybe, but there's probably some responsibility that can be taken in there as well. An opportunity for you to identify what went on and for you to learn from it. What I want you to do as your action step, this is action step number 1. You want to write down the top 2 to 3 mistakes that led to your losses. Look back at what you've seen in your journal, the trades that didn't go well, and what are 2 to 3 things that went wrong that you did wrong. Not what the market did. What did you do wrong? Because the only thing we can fix is what we do. All right? We're ready to move on to step number 2. In step number 1, I talked about you going back to your journal and starting to look to see what went on in those trades, right? If you don't have one, now's the time to get one started. All right. It's time to start a trading journal. And listen, I'm talking to myself. It's time to start a trading journal. I keep track of it and I do really good for a long time, and then I'll get to where I'm not keeping track anymore. But it's a must. That's the only way you're going to be able to go back and see what went on in your trade. The things you want to keep track of. What are your entry and exit points? Whether you're selling or buying, it doesn't matter. Or really you can be doing shares. But what's your entry and exit point? Why did you enter that trade? Was it because you saw an indication or something on the chart? Did you enter it because somebody in a Discord called it out and you're like, oh, they know what they're talking about, and then you jumped on it? Or the market looked like it was falling, and you decided, I'm going to go to and jump into puts. Okay, well, write that down in your journal. Alrighty. Third thing you want to keep track of is the market conditions at the time. Like if you're writing about what's happening right now, you probably can say, well, lots of volatility, right? You want to keep track and write down what are the market conditions. And you want to write down what are your emotions before the trade, during the trade, and after the trade, right? We come to know that, first of all, if you're trading distracted, don't. All right, if you got something else going and you're just jumping in something real quick, hoping to make a few dollars, you don't do that. Don't trade distracted. If you're at your trading desk and in your proper setup, then go for it. But if you've got a million other things going on, if you've got one or two other things going on, then go ahead and leave the trading alone until you can focus. Alrighty. The patterns in this, when you start writing things down, those patterns are going to emerge. You're going to start to see whether it's a choppy market. Was it a trending market? Did I think it was trending and it started to reverse and I ignored it? Right? You're going to start to see what actually is working and what's not working, or what you think might be working in the moment and really is not working. All right. An example of this might be, I lose the trades when the implied volatility is low. Or I only sell premiums in high IV environments. Or I'm trading when I'm distracted and this is not going. I'm trying to trade at work. I'm trying to trade on my phone. I'm trading while in a meeting. These are trading when my kids are around. All the things. All right. So this is where you're going to keep all that stuff written down in your journal. Alrighty. Your action step on this one. We got an action step: homework. You want to go back and review your last 10 trades, right? Look at the trends, see what's going on in those trades, all right? Alrighty, so now let's move on to step 3. Step 3 is you need to figure out or decide when is a good time to step back and just pause your trading in order to regain your clarity, regain your focus. I've had to do this where I basically said, this isn't going well for me. I'm either too busy, I'm distracted, I'm not in the right headspace, all the things. And I've literally taken weeks off where I would just give myself a break to say, you don't have to trade, you get to trade. I'm being very transparent here. I had to say, you don't have to trade, Arlissa, you get to trade. And you don't have to trade every day. So I went about doing other things and let trading completely be out of my mind. And it really gave me a better focus on when I do trade. It's really not all that I need to be doing. There's other things that I can be doing, and it's okay to walk away from the screens. It's okay to do that. If you're emotional, stop trading. If you're distracted, don't trade, right? If you're on a losing streak, many times we make bad decisions when we're on losing streaks because we're trying to get our money back, right? That's called FOMO, not FOMO. That's called revenge trading. Yeah, that's called revenge trading, where you're just back. I'm getting vengeance back. I'm going back to get my money. Sometimes we have to just take time to reset, refocus, review our trading plan, review our strategies, go back into the lab, as they say, and go ahead and get some clarity before you move back into the market. Perhaps you put yourself in your simulated or your paper trading account for a little while. You say, okay, I'm going into the sim for a minute. Once I'm in the sim and I've gotten myself in a rhythm and I'm now, repeating and duplicating profitable trades, then I'll come back out into my live money. All right. That's what you do. Maybe take a day off, 2 days off. It's really up to you what you decide to do. It's just you need to take some time to decide what's going on with me and what do I need to do to get myself back in order. All righty? Action step. Action steps. If you have 3 to 5 losing trades, you need to take a 24 to 48 hour break. Just take a break. Just decide. If I miss 3 to 5 trades, I'm out. There's some people I know who are day traders, and if they trade a few day trades in the morning, and if their first 3 trades are losers, they close their computer and leave. They don't even try to trade anymore. And if the one trade they get nets them the profits they want for the day, they also close their computer and leave. Because a lot of times your biggest loss comes right behind your biggest win. All right. So you have to have these kinds of things written into your trading plan so that when you say, if I lose 3 to 5 trades, I'm out. I'm taking a break. I'm chilling here. All right. Step number 4.
Hey, I got a bunch of free resources that I created. You can go to e2t-freebies.com. The link will also be in the description, and you can see all the free resources that I've created for traders.
How do you rebuild your confidence without risking too much? Because the only way you're going to build your confidence back up is to really get back in the game. But you want to get back in the game at a reasonable pace and a reasonable size, right? You want to be reasonable. We don't want to say, okay, I'm getting my money back, so I'm going to double my position size. I'm going to put more money back into the market, that kind of thing. Instead, what you could do is scale down your trades. Maybe you say, okay, I'm trying to get my confidence back. I'm only going to trade one ticker. I'm only going to trade two tickers. That's all I'm focusing on. I'm doing this one thing, right? I'm going to look for my clear setup. What makes me enter? What makes me exit? What stock am I going to use? And you pare it down and you say, this is all I'm working on is this one stock. And I'm going to work this one stock until I've got some repeatable profitability. All right. Example, if credit spreads are your bread and butter, like they are mine, then go back to your best setups with wide wings and strong probabilities. You say, okay, I'm going to go back to my credit spreads. I'm going to pick one. I'm going to widen the spread. Maybe instead of doing a one spread, I'm going to do a two spread. I'm going to do a three spread. Instead of a one spread, I'm going to do some 2.5s, right? And maybe I'll do one contract until I know I can repeat this. If I was doing 10 contracts, now I just may do two. All right, you bring it way down to say, I'm going to redo this and pare it down until I'm repeatable and I've got my confidence back. All right, the only way you're going to get it back is you got to get back live. I do know being in the sim is a good way to continue to practice and get your strategy honed and everything. But just know that money is not real until you're live. There's something that happens with the live money. The sim, paper trading, is for you to fine tune your strategy. It is not to fine tune the money. When you come live, that's when you're fine tuning the money. Because you can't really trust the money that's in the sim account, but you can trust that your strategy is actually working. If your strategy is working and you're able to repeat it, then the money's gonna come. All right, so don't run after the money. No, we're going after the strategy. We're looking at clear setups, consistent setups, repeatable strategies. All right, that's what we're doing. All righty. Step five, small wins first. You want to rebuild your momentum with small wins. All right. Make sure that you are telling yourself that 10, 15, 20, $30, you compound that adds up real nice. That adds up real nice. Don't chase after the dollar amount. We're chasing after repeatability. Repeat profits. That's what we're looking for to get our confidence built back up. We're not trying to hit home runs. We're hitting base hits. Modest profits, we'll take them. Wins, no matter how small, we celebrate. Yes, when we win, we're like, woo, woo. You start with $100 and you double that $100 in 3 or 4 or 5 trades. You're like, yes, I've doubled my money. Right? But we're looking for repeatable strategies. All right? Repeatable strategies. Okay, so I covered the 5 ways to get back on the horse, right? 5 ways to recover after you've been on a losing streak. I think I made it pretty clear. If not, go back and watch this video again. All righty? Losing streaks, they happen to everyone. If anybody tells you they don't, they're not being honest, okay? The key is, how do you respond to these losing streaks? How do you get back on the horse? How do you get back in the game? You need to analyze your mistakes. Take a breather, maybe go into your sim, take some all the way days off, focus on high probability trades with very good setups, small wins, continue to get those and build up your momentum, build up your confidence. I want you to share with me, if you've ever been on a losing streak, I would love for you to share in the comments, what did you do when you were on a losing streak? How did you break out of it? How did you spin back? How did you get your confidence back? Go ahead and share with the audience so we can all know what did you do, so we can maybe use some of the stuff you did. All right. If you really like this video, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe for me. Pass the word. You know I put out options trading content, option selling content all the time. Turn your notification bells on so you don't miss anything. And come on back and send other people the link so that way they can hang out with us over here too. All right. Bye.